Hello everyone, welcome back to Dragon Ball FighterZ. This is the meme now. I'm Drunken Dan.
Just like the silence. It's like,
I was waiting for you to go first.
I was waiting for you to go first.
Are you like the two fucking gophers from Looney Tunes? Like, no, you first, you first.
No,
I
you
insist.
first, no. And we're still here.
Do we even need an introduction?
At this point, no. Alright, so we're doing, well, I think it's probably the last story at this point. So, since Hero and Master Asia are part of the same plot, which one do you rather me pick? I mean, I know which one I'd pick, but I'm letting you guys decide.
I'd rather Hero, so we've got some, like, diversity.
What do you think, Sabo?
I was gonna go with Master Asia, but I guess that makes sense, so.
Ah, damn, I was gonna use you as an excuse to be Master Asia if you said Master Asia.
You wanna do Master
No,
Asia?
it's fine, it's
sure.
fine. He's right, he is right. You've already voted. It's already clicked in. We've already clicked in the Hero. It's too late.
You can't change your vote now.
What do you think? What do you think this is? The presidential election?
Yeah.
Too soon.
Is it too soon? It's been like 2 years.
I mean, technically,
it's gonna be too soon until he's gone.
well, no. What you do is no. We could just do the electoral college thing, and I'm the electoral college, and I just say Master Asia instead, even though the popular vote was Hiro Yui. No, I'm not actually changing that.
I mean,
I just wanted to make fun of the electoral college.
I wouldn't really call it popular vote. It was more like one person said, "Let's do this." The other one was like, "Well, I mean, I'm just going to sit on the fence." So, yeah, it was
like
just
it's like, who do we hate less?
Yeah, pretty much. That was pretty much what that election was.
I guess in this case, Sabo is Middle America.
I guess so.
He was the swing vote.
It really that was a shit. That's the only political thing I'll say after this is just that election was a shit show.
It's kind of astounding when you really think back and you just think of all controversies on both sides.
Oh yeah, no, they were the two least popular candidates in American history. I know I said historically and history and it's redundant, but you get the point.
It's okay. We're watching a video game of Gundam. We're big fans of Gundam, so I think we're used to some redundancy.
Yeah. What do you mean? There's nothing redundant. What are you talking about?
I mean, like telling the same story in every series.
What? No.
Okay, not every series. Sometimes they mix it up. But the amount of stories where it's just... I don't know. I wonder if this is just a thing. If there's just a problem with like modern, with like sort of society at the moment, and its adaptations / loose reboots, where it's like take all those elements that you've seen and that you see and remember, and then just like lightly embellish them, or just slightly twist them so they're not quite the same. So it's just like think of like Star Wars: The Force Awakens, since we've all seen that. About how much of that was just basically, hey, look, this is everything you've already seen before.
But better.
Yeah, but shinier and newer, and oh look, it's not R2-D2, it's what was that little
BB-8
thing called? That was it. I tried to blank it from my memory. I don't even hate BB-8 specifically, it's just
After what happened with The Last Jedi.
it's as I said, it just feels like this is kind of what things have been progressively going towards.
Back when we had hope.
Yeah, well, we had a New Hope.
I was about to make the same damn joke.
Too slow.
Okay, back when I had hope.
Yeah. And then Disney bought Star Wars, and then Kathleen Kennedy.
I still had hope even when Force Awakens happens, because I was like, all right, it wasn't too bad. I guess they just wanted to show that, we're not gonna make the same mistakes that Lucas did in the prequel trilogy. We understand what makes Star Wars work.
I liked Force Awakens, honestly. Like I thought it was really good.
Yeah.
It was very samey, but like I liked the characters in it, and the action was good. I liked the setup, and then the sequel happened.
And then the sequel was just like, it's just
And they made The Last Jedi.
Where Leia flies around like space Jesus.
It was like M. Night Shyamalan wrote it. It's like they were just trying to. It's like they were trying to trick people, and or do what a twist and like break their expectations over telling an actual decent story.
But like their twists, it was exactly like that. It's like they just pull out something out of their ass and be like, "Haha, you didn't see that coming? Haha, aren't we clever?" Like killing Snoke.
But
I don't give a fuck about spoilers. We can just fucking do it. Who cares?
You know what the absolute ridiculous thing is, though? For as much as people say, oh, it's not the movie you expect, and it's shaking up everything, and like, oh, it's subverting expectations, it is still like beat for beat just a complete clone of Empire Strikes Back.
It's just where they subvert, it doesn't make sense. That's the only thing. It's like there was no build up.
They subvert the few rare things that like Force Awakens did new. Like, who is Rey and where did she come from? She's just a random person abandoned by drunk parents. You didn't expect that, did you? You thought she was really of someone important blood. Surprise.
That one I'm okay.
Who cares? Kylo Ren is the actual villain.
The Rey thing, I'm fine with. Like, her just being a normal person, I kind of like that, actually. But, like, rather than just being, like, Luke's kid. But, I don't like the Snoke thing, 'cause it's like, Kylo Ren's not really credible enough to be the arch enemy of the series. He's just an idiot child.
The problem with making Rey a normal person, though, is it puts you in this position where it's like, so why is it there's not like 1,000 Reys running around like super Force kids at this point?
I mean, they kind of like
implies there is with that one dude with the broom.
Oh, the broom boy.
Broom kid. It's like, oh, there's a lot of people running around with the Force that they just never.
I hope his masters whipped him.
Considering what the Force is, it's not unbelievable. They're just like kids that have it. They're just kind of hanging around that no one's really.
I mean, Rey didn't know she had it, and then all of a sudden she was like, surprise.
That's the thing.
Same thing with Luke.
That's the thing with midichlorians. They get everywhere.
I mean, like, it was literally the same thing with Luke. Like, he didn't know until, like, Obi-Wan's like, no, just feel the Force. Oh, I can feel it now. Yes. Now that I've told you, you can feel the Force.
But then beyond that, it's just like, as I said, for a film that tells you need to let the past die, it then creates it's then like you're exactly where you were at the end of Empire 30 years ago. Like, you're not letting the past die, you're just constantly repeating it.
Luke might have got a hang of the Force relatively quickly, but he still kind of sucked for a while.
I mean, he like loses his big lightsaber fight, his first ever one. He gets completely destroyed.
Rey beat Kylo, and then Rey beat Kylo again. So, like, at this point, you'd have to expect her to lose in the last movie, except she can't lose unless they're going to end it on a bad note.
I mean, they are making another trilogy after this, also directed by Rian Johnson, so...
I mean, they were. I don't know. I mean...
No, I think that's still going.
Is it?
Yeah, it was all the, like, side stories after Solo bombed, because how did anyone expect Solo to make money after being shot twice?
I don't know, but we'll see. If Episode 9 doesn't do so great, that might be the end of that too.
Yeah, might be. Star Wars will finally die.
So nobody go see Episode 9.
Yeah, but actually, this creates the dilemma though, because if we don't go and see Episode 9, do you know what else opens that week?
What?
Avatar 2.
Oh, is that finally happening?
Yeah, and I don't want James Cameron to get anything.
Yeah.
I want him to die as well.
And honestly, I'd rather just Star Wars than fucking Avatar, because Avatar has nothing going for it.
I'd rather Dragon Ball Super, the movie 2. Now we're bringing back BoJack, becomes the defeats them both.
You know what? BoJack BoJack could be fine. BoJack could actually be really good because he's just a fucking space pirate.
Actually, who is like the second worst movie? Turles. That's right.
Yeah, Turles.
Revenge of Turles.
I like how the worst ones are all Saiyans.
I mean, that's what happens when it's almost like Saiyans are a stupid race.
They really are.
But regardless,
and they're also kind of bullshit.
So it's like, I don't know, The Last Jedi, I also find it absolutely hilarious that The Last Jedi has like a whole sort of half-hour segment of the movie devoted to this casino planet. But like, it's a plot point that goes nowhere. It's so pointless, it has no place in the film, other than for Rian Johnson to make a point of, man, fuck the 1%. Says the director paid like hundreds of thousands to direct a movie.
Says the director who has seen more money in a week than we'll see in our life.
Who wasted $2 million on a giant puppet space cow for Luke Skywalker to jack off.
Oh God!
And he looks so happy doing it.
You love reminding us about that, don't you?
It's $2 million in a film that dares tell you, man, fuck those rich people, though. It's like Disney does not ever get to put their name to a film like that, a film that makes that point, or any film with that name should be self-aware enough to go, well, maybe we shouldn't say fuck the 1% because we are the 1%.
We are the 1%.
Yeah. It's kind of like, you remember Dark Knight Rises did this whole, like, remember when Dark Knight Rises came out, it was doing this whole, like, Occupy Gotham thing?
Yeah.
Don't fucking get me started on Dark Knight Rises.
And it just felt like it's the excuse for Christopher Nolan to cast Scarecrow's actor in a role. Because, like, that's all he ever fucking does. Oh, man.
Oh, yeah, he showed up, he's like, you're exiled.
Yeah.
God, you're gonna get me started on just ripping on the entire Nolan movie trilogy. And how fucking bad they are.
Now, let's not
all of them! They're all bad!
Let's not get into that. Fuck Batman.
Fuck Batman. Listen, I can't use that as the title 2 weeks in a row.
No. This time we'll just say fuck the Titans.
I mean, no, the problem is the Titans are on my side right now because Jared's on my side. I know what you're talking about, I'm just being a jackass.
I have like, now known, like, 2 people who unironically are excited to see that series. And
I know one person.
It's like, why? I don't...
It's someone at my work, and I'm just like, what the fuck?
I can, in like my darkest days, I can understand people being excited for a David Cage game. I can understand people like being interested in like a DC movie.
Maybe they're just so desperate for something good on TV based on DC after Arrowverse. They're like, well, maybe it won't
all
suck.
the CW shows suck. They all equally suck.
I haven't seen enough Legends of Tomorrow to say if that does or does not suck, though.
I mean, to be fair, I haven't either, but I'm just going to assume it sucks.
No, it doesn't suck, surprisingly. But, like, it's also the least... I think it's the worst rated one, probably because it doesn't have the stuff that the standard CW audience likes.
Relationship drama.
Yeah.
Killing Black Canaries.
You know what I want... When they make, like the fucking Arrow or Supergirl or Flash, you know what I want to see? Arrow, Supergirl, and Flash fighting crime.
I want to see Supergirl have a storyline that's not just stolen from Superman.
She has them in the fucking comics, they just don't use them.
I mean, it even takes the point of taking like the elements of hers that are admittedly still similar to Superman's, but
even the fucking Justice League cartoon gave her a fucking story, and they can't do it without just taking a Superman story.
They just basically said, "Yeah, you're not getting Power Girl in order to do it."
And you want to know what though? That just basically says that the CW just can't write shit. I mean, we already know that, but they just can't write shit.
Well, I think they just really want to use the Superman plots, but aren't allowed to use Superman, so they're like, well, screw it.
It's also, I largely suspect that's the whole reason Arrow came about, we want to make a Batman show because they'd already done Smallville, and that had done well. And, Batman's, like, the second most profit-making superhero.
Wanting to do a Batman show
No. Hold on. Batman is the most profitable superhero.
No, I'm pretty sure Spidey still outsells him.
I don't know about these days with how Marvel's been actively trying to hurt it.
Honestly, I've
had people like have arguments with me like, no, it's fine that he's Iron Lad. Like usually when I say it to, they're like, no, I'm fine with the younger Spider-Man. It's like it's not that he's younger; it's that they made him fucking Tony Stark's sidekick.
I'm
still pretty sure, like, just pure merch-wise, Spider-Man wins out, but...
Well, at least he'll get one movie where he's not Spider-Man. I mean, Iron Man's sidekick.
About that, it involves Tony Stark's technology that Mysterio stolen.
Don't remind me. Please don't remind me that it's Mysterio because I just can't see it.
Well, they're just. Who else do they have left that they haven't used before?
Scorpion.
I like Mysterio though.
That's about it.
Craven. I mean, if you're really desperate. Michael Morbius, fuck it, let's get all the Z-listers in.
Oh god, no, let's not Michael
Stiltman!
Yeah, Stiltman.
Morbius with the
and then we can do the sequel, Lady Stiltman!
Yeah.
Is it the cartoon one where he sucks people's plasma through things in his hands because they couldn't show him biting people?
Yeah. Fucking Michael Morbius. I know, the perfect Spidey villain for him to face off against. The Punisher. Never forget, that's the Punisher's origin. Was Spider-Man villain who shot at people for littering.
Yep. Never forget the Punisher is kind of lame.
That's something they used in the Spider-Man movie.
So is Domino. I know that's not the same. I know it's X-Men, but Domino is also lame and somehow it's popular, and I don't understand it.
Somehow popular. Nothing about her being an attractive woman in a black cat suit or anything.
I'm pretty sure there's two big reasons why she's so popular. Not quite as big as Power Girl, but you know.
I mean, who can compete with Power Girl?
Actually,
like Jesus Christ.
You know who they haven't used in the Spider-Man movie yet, and they're not even using him in a Venom movie yet.
Carnage.
I can't pull it up right now. I'd have to pause the game and pull out my phone to get it. But there was this picture someone did where they gave Venom eyes, and it's really funny. I'll put it in the video.
I saw a tweet about this where people were like, "Man, you can't have Venom cracking jokes," and someone instantly just posted a picture of PS1 Venom.
You know what? Hold on. I'm gonna pause because I'll edit this out. But I gotta show it to you guys. So yeah, there's the Venom picture. Isn't it beautiful?
Ladies,
he looks mad.
Hey guys!
He looks like he's just heard the stupidest joke ever, and he's like trying not to kill him.
It must be after Spider-Man made one of his stupid fucking jokes.
Yeah.
you fucking what, mate?
What? They put me in a death battle with Bane? What?
Wait, really?
Yeah, they did that.
But Venom would kill Bane.
He did!
And eat his brains.
He did!
Well, at least that makes sense. Unlike certain death battles.
Like, when I saw they did that one, I was like, are you kidding me? Why are you doing this? And I was trying to think of what would make you put those two together. And then I thought about it. Oh, his name's Venom, and he takes a drug called Venom.
No, you want to know the real reason?
They're both played by Tom Hardy.
Yeah. Tom Hardy, Bane, and
Oh, no, they did this before that. Before that casting, even. I don't know how to feel about this. I'm fighting Camille as Hiro Yui. I don't know how to feel about this.
You should feel great, because Hero would kill him.
I mean...
Hero would kill him and only feel bad about it for 10 episodes.
As opposed to the usual half a series.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'd show up and he'd be like, "You want to shoot me?
He goes
You want to shoot me, Fa?" I mean, you're the only one of his friends that didn't die, so it has to be you.
You're the only person who actually liked him.
That lived.
For some reason.
No, the only person that actually liked him who lived.
Yeah.
Is the.
Thor liked him, and then
I guess Shar, although he eventually died too.
You say did Shar liked him? Shar did then decide to love her. That's a pretty swell place.
Maybe he was actually just looking for Fa because she looked young enough. Don't forget, Shar's a pedophile.
Is he really?
So
yes.
Yes and no.
I know that's the meme. Just like how that guy who wears sunglasses in Zeta Gundam isn't Char because he wears sunglasses.
Oh yeah, there was like the favorite character bingo? There was someone that like cut out character, just made it Char, and they put different Chars, including different versions of him when he was disguised in Zeta. And like there was a ton of comments, people going like, "Hey, why is there this Quattro guy here? Why did you put Quattro in here?"
Yeah, I know that's the meme, but I mean, is Char really a pedophile? Because I mean, he blatantly manipulated Quest to get her to kill people for him, but he blatantly manipulated her to kill people for him. He didn't really love her sexually like he implied.
It's more so just because Lala is 17, which legal in Japan, he's only 21, which, as I said, legal in Japan, but when you take it to westernized audiences, it creates this general problem.
It's also just funny.
Coupled then with Haman having clear affection for him, but... You know, that affair was deleted, so who can remember?
That is true.
Well, I mean, depending on which version of Zeta we're looking at, everything is deleted, including certain character deaths.
I mean,
did anyone actually survive the movies? I mean, I know the only thing that happened was that 4 only died once instead of twice. And Camille didn't get brain fried, but he didn't die.
Yeah, I think everyone else still dies. I'm not 100% sure.
And Rasamia survives because she just vanishes past a certain point. So because they cut out her whole arc, so she shows up as like a random person yelling about stuff on Earth, and then like never shows up again.
Yeah, it sounds about right. I'm honestly surprised that we never got a redo of Char's counterattack.
It's too iconic.
So you'd argue so Zeta, but
Depends on Tomino's
Zeta
mood.
wasn't a movie.
true.
Yeah, I was gonna say like because it's like Char's counterattack was a movie, so that'd be kind of odd. In fact, I'm more surprised they didn't do it with Zeta and double Zeta. My bad.
Yeah, I was talking with a friend about this. It's slightly off topic, but when are we not?
What's the topic?
We were
It's hard
talking.
to follow topic when we can't see the game.
We were talking.
It's just fucking me walking around punching random robots. There's literally nothing. It's Dynasty Warriors. What do you want?
Well, we could,
I want you to tell me what you expect. Come on, tell it to the audience.
We could
What do you
comment
expect?
on your. We could comment on your combo strings.
It's the same two combo strings. It's the same two combo strings. It's
Yep.
Dynasty Warriors Gundam.
You should
like-
be using Punch Special, you scrub.
You know what?
I do.
Oh,
That's your
then you
vid
should be
title.
using the other one.
That's your vid title. It's Dynasty Warriors Gundam. What do you expect? But
You're like if this is like now we already know you already know the reason why we can't because of Train Man's internet with my internet. But also it's Dynasty Warriors Gundam.
yes,
If this was a more intricate game, I would be like, no, I understand, but it's not. It's me walking around. Like right now, I'm just walking around the battlefield to try and get to the main area to fight and finish the level. Like, what do you want? What do you want? All right, I'm done now.
hooray! But yeah, because we were talking about Shin Godzilla, because obviously we've been talking a lot about Godzilla since King of Monsters trailer dropped. We kind of actually realized how bizarrely Shin Godzilla is like really tame. Like, considering it's directed by Hideaki Anno, you'd expect it to be like super off the wall, crazy, bizarre Evangelion levels of just weird shit. Well, like it's fairly standard actually. It's kind of funny, very safe.
I haven't seen Shin Godzilla, so I can't really.
You should. It's decent.
Is that the one where he blows up the Japanese parliament?
Yes, the cabinet resigning beams, as they're called by the fans.
And everybody claps, which
It's actually
There's other-
happened back in 1991.
I was gonna say, yeah, I read about that. Apparently, like any scene where Godzilla destroys the Japanese government is very popular, which is weird because they're supposed to like. I guess they never really like their government at all, and it's only cool to talk about how they don't like it now
Yeah.
after the tsunami.
I remember. Actually, Godzilla's King Ghidorah is quite interesting. So, basically, yeah, there's a scene where Godzilla and King Ghidorah destroy the huge government building, and that got a round of applause. But like, there's also this bizarre bit where they go back in time because they want to go and stop the Godzilla from being irradiated. So they go back to World War II, and they just show this like whole scene of American soldiers being killed by the big old dinosaur.
Oh, that's nice.
I actually got a whole bunch of people a bit mad about that.
The Japanese or the Americans?
A bit both, actually.
I mean,
That's actually
Americans don't like it when they're portrayed as bad guys in any form of media.
You weren't like
That's
the one
what killed Billy Zane's career.
Mostly because I even remember the original director of the first movie even said, "Yeah, you went a bit. Yeah, they went a little bit too far in portraying Americans as bad guys in that movie." Or was
Yeah, it's kind of funny though that like you were saying, I'm not surprised by Americans being mad, but I was surprised that the Japanese were mad.
It wasn't like a huge, massive deal. It's just, I mean, certainly I'm more surprised the one time where Godzilla was the one movie where Godzilla was actually resurrected by the souls of American soldiers killed in World War II to take revenge against Japan.
Oh, really?
That's a movie, yeah.
That's right, it was. I remember
That's
that.
that's Godzilla, Mothra, King Ghidorah, Giant Monsters of Earth Attack. That's from like
Oh, hi, Musha Gundam.
02, something like that, or 01 actually. But yeah, it's kind of one of those things where when you explain that plot, people go, "Wait, what?"
Which is the one where the guy sees Godzilla approaches the guy on top of a building and he acts like they have some connection, but then Godzilla just kills him.
It's either 84 versus Biolante, or I actually think it must be 84. And it's just like, my old. Actually, wait, no, that is 91. That's King Ghidorah because it's one of the soldiers that Godzilla accidentally saved when he attacked the U.S. troops.
Yeah.
And he's just like, my old pal, and then he gets blown, and he gets obliterated.
Oh yeah.
Great.
Guess he wasn't really your pal.
I mean,
I'm not your friend, buddy.
I'm not your buddy, guy.
Is
I'm
Godzilla
not your
anyone's
guy,
pal?
Flynn. Huh?
I said, is Godzilla anyone's pal?
In the Hanna-Barbera cartoon, he was friends with those like 3 scientists.
Yeah, but we don't
Was
talk
even
about that.
There was
He
even
also
a
had a
black
kid.
man in the 70s.
He also had a child.
Cousin.
Cousin.
Nephew.
Nephew.
Godzuki.
Godzuki. The best character, Godzuki.
One of those, like, it's kind of one of those shows where it's like, I don't really know how that got made.
I don't know how a lot of things got made.
I know how Marvel got hold of the license to Godzilla that one time and did nothing with it.
I mean, Marvel had a license to. Remember, Marvel had the license to come Battler V.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The fucking Ronin Warriors.
And
Yeah, they had a bunch of them. Yeah.
They even brought 3 of the toys over and tried to sell it as a toy line.
Yeah, don't know if it worked.
It didn't because it didn't take off like G.I. Joe and Transformers did.
Oh, well, I mean, it's hard to compete with G.I. Joe and Transformers.
Well, actually, so the story goes that like Hasbro approached like the 2 executives from Hasbro and Marvel were like meeting or like really in the bathroom at like a convention or something, and they like got to talking, and that's like like Hasbro explained they were having trouble with like reinventing G.I. Joe and this new series Transformers, and like the Marvel guy said, I've got you know what, I'll get my people to call your people, and like Marvel and Hasbro's like 2 sides met, and they like Marvel basically created the whole backstory and like storylines for Transformers and G.I. Joe and like all the character bios, and just help Hasbro create those franchises or bring back G.I. Joe in that case. I think it was their idea to have G.I. Joe be the team, and instead of fighting communists, they're fighting the evil terrorist organization Cobra.
The evil terrorist organization known as Cobra, who wants to rule the world.
Don't forget about their battle cry, Cobra la 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 la.
No, that's from the movie.
I don't care.
That's from the organization Cobra Law, which is a bunch of snake people that hide under the earth.
So here's my question then. Was Metal Gear Solid 3 influenced by G.I. Joe?
Yes.
Maybe.
As far as I'm concerned, yes.
I mean, think of it. American soldier goes in, fights an organization known as Cobra. Pretty sure, like, John is even the name.
Did he have like a whole backup team of people of various ethnicities and talents, though?
Yes, but they weren't out fighting with him, except Skullface was there.
Oh, yeah.
Skullface was there, just off the corner. He was fucking hell. Oh, I've already ranted about MGS.
It's okay, but for all of his intelligence, he couldn't figure out that that's not actually Big Boss.
Yeah. I mean, he got played.
Something that I figured out in the intro.
I mean, Metal Gear is dumb, like super dumb, and it kind of just gets dumber and dumber and dumber every time.
I still can't believe we needed a whole game to explain why Snake fights Big Boss twice.
No, we didn't. We did the whole game so Kojima could waste as much fucking money as he possibly could.
Until Konami said, okay, we're pulling the plug.
Yeah. So it's easy to sort of villainize Konami for a lot of the things they've done, but like, yeah, Kojima was kind of taking the piss with MGS5 and its budget. And also Quiet.
Ah, yes, Quiet.
No, you're gonna feel bad for why I gave her no clothes.
No. There's a deep, critical reason as to why Quiet dresses like that.
Why can't he be like Yoko Taro and just be like, I like girls' butts? Why can't he just be honest like Yoko Taro?
Hey, the Street Fighter guy who designed
Tubi dresses like that because that's my fetish.
And you know what? Everyone's reaction was, all right, fair.
Fair enough.
We're not. That's why no one's making fun of it, because people are like, oh, all right, okay, cool. Because he didn't lie. Fucking Kojima's like, no, there's a deep reason. You just wanted to see a chick in, like, no clothes. Like, come on.
I'm pretty sure his exact reason was he wanted to see cosplayers dress up.
Yeah, he's like, I dressed her up hoping lots of people would cosplay as her. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you just want to see chicks in that costume, pretty much.
Yeah. I mean, why do you think the Beauty and the Beast Corps were going to be naked originally?
God.
And they're all...
I want you to cosplay it. What do you mean you're not gonna do it?
I mean, why also is there just, once you beat them, you can have a fucking photo shoot with them? And they're all played by, like, famous models. It's almost as bad as making a full nude model of an actress to put in a game that's never going to be used for anything.
Oh, it always goes back to David Cage. No matter how hard we try, it goes back to David Cage every time.
You can't talk about stupidity in video game plots without bringing back David Cage.
I swear, there should be like one of those fucking Godwin's laws for us with a conversation with Train for how long it takes us to end up at David Cage.
I mean...
Tell me I'm wrong!
Look, I operate on, like, very few, like, conversational topics. It's either Star Wars / The Last Jedi complaining about, or complaining about David Cage, or complaining about the state of comic books, or complaining about how things are My Spider-Man.
And then that kind of goes in the state of comic books.
Sometimes. I do like to talk about how it's not my Spider-Man.
But,
So which is your Spider-Man of the various Spider-Mans we've had?
90s Spidey in the cartoons. And, you know, when he was back in simpler time. And PS1 Spider. Basically, like, the most simplest Spider-Man you could ever hope to have. Just a dude in a silly outfit, swinging around, catching thieves, cracking jokes, and having terrible time management skills.
Wait, no, he wasn't allowed to punch people in the 90s
No.
cartoon.
He can only kick and web and throw.
Only kick and web people.
So stupid. I fucking love that show. And how the cops have guns, so everyone's got fucking lasers. Even like university security guards have lasers.
Yeah, that's just like the X-Men cartoon.
Yeah.
It's like they have a truck full of
because
what is
back
clearly
then it was
bullets and
illegal
ammunition, but
yeah, because back then you weren't allowed to have actual guns, so you had to make it laser guns.
yeah.
Like the GI Joes all had laser guns.
The GI Joes had laser guns, even though their weapons were clearly based on real guns that came with the figures, and they loaded bullets into them and everything, but they somehow still fired lasers.
And my favorite thing, don't forget, there's also like dumb things like Lady J who just throws harpoons at people and takes out their fucking turrets and tanks.
Ah, yes.
Which, by the way, how fucking strong are you to grab a fucking wooden spear and take out a tank?
Pretty strong. I think they exploded, though.
I mean, did they? I don't know. Whatever, it doesn't matter.
I think they had, like, explosive tips or something? I don't know.
They might have. Either way, it's stupid.
The real problem is how Lady J never did her job right.
They had vibranium tips, let's be fair.
And this was before anyone cared about Black Panther. Before anyone cared about Black Panther.
So you mean any time before last year?
Nobody cares about Black Panther now, really.
That's true.
They care about the fact that he's a black superhero. They could say, look, guys, you can have black people who can be in superhero movies too. Meanwhile, Falcon's just like, what the fuck?
Well, I suppose black people can be in superhero movies and not just be the sidekick of a white guy.
Give me static shock, you fucking cowards.
I don't know. I still like to think he was Martin Freeman's sidekick in Black Panther the movie.
That's true.
Honestly,
he was just kind of there.
That's the weird thing to say, is that T'Challa in his own movie is just so boring and unimportant. It's so bizarre.
Well, I mean, on the plus side, I guess, now that Marvel has X-Men, we might see Storm and him or something. If they're still doing that in the comics.
Oh,
no,
right.
They stopped doing that in the comics a while ago, I think.
Oh, okay.
They gave the fuck up. I mean, it was one of those times when you just like, yeah, I think we know why you.
They broke up during Avengers versus X-Men because they took.
Because Black Panther was like.
Because Black Panther's actually a racist against mutants. Okay.
I mean, Avengers versus. I mean, the X-Men didn't do themselves any favor in that storyline.
No. The hero versus hero storylines are trash.
No, but Avengers versus X-Men is so fucking dumb. So, like, it starts off. So the whole actual conflict starts off with Captain America, who, unbeknownst to the mutants, has brought the entire helicarrier with all of the Avengers just off panel, and he's just like, "Hey, Cyclops, you know the Phoenix Force is coming." And Cyclops is like, "Yeah, it's pretty fucking dope, isn't it? We're going to control it this time." And Captain America's like, "Well, probably not, though. I mean, we just want to talk to you about the Phoenix Force." And then Cyclops is like, "Fuck you." And then Captain America's like, "Don't worry, I brought all of the Avengers with me." And Cyclops is then like, "Well, don't worry, because I've got most of the X-Men with me."
Oh, don't forget hold on, though. Don't forget, the Avengers were putting mutants into internment camps.
I mean, don't forget that one time when all the Avengers dropped in with jetpacks and goggles, broke in the windows, and started shooting the kids.
Yep.
It's like, what the fuck? What the fuck is this?
Yeah, but then again, Colossus' sister started throwing people into a hell dimension as her own concentration camp, so, you know, it's like, it's hard. It's hard.
I mean, that was also kind of in response. It's like, okay, well, if you're gonna do it, fuck you.
And then meanwhile, the Phoenix Force shows up and is like, "Sorry, I have a thing for, like, red-headed mutant girls. It's just my gimmick." And then he gets split into the Phoenix Force 5.
And also Emma Frost occasionally, too.
And then Namor, the Submariner, who's, like, literally the most irrelevant character of all time, destroys Wakanda, so not all bad.
Whenever Namor shows up, I'm just like, why are you here?
Namor,
I'm part of the Illuminati. Why are you part of the Illuminati?
Whenever Namor shows up, you're like, "Oh, right, Aquaman."
Oh yeah, it's Aquaman, but edgier.
Aquaman, but he wants to fuck Susan Storm.
Yes.
Isn't that like every fucking enemy in Fantastic Four is like, I am here, I want to fuck Susan Storm.
It's at least
I am here, I want to fuck Susan Storm.
Pretty much every time he shows up in Fantastic Four, he at least leads in with that.
It's those two at least. I'm not sure. I'm probably sure Mole Man's done it.
It's usually like, I hate, I don't think Mole Man has. The only person Mole Man was obsessed with for a short period of time was Squirrel Girl.
Trying to think of other Fantastic Four villains who show up like more often than like once a decade.
So how long before Galactus shows up and goes, I am here, I want to fuck Susan?
Well, we do need to explain where Galacta comes from.
Ah, yes.
The daughter of Galactus.
Daughter of Galactus.
And it's like, what? Fuck, I am actually struggling to think of Fantastic Four villains who don't show up like once a decade. I mean, there's Annihilus and
It probably doesn't help that there hasn't been a Fantastic Four comic in like almost 10 years.
Yeah, Marvel kind of killed it.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
Marvel's
gonna
like,
keep
well,
going
if we
back
can't make a movie out of it, then we don't want
now-
to make a comic about it.
Well, they're gonna be bringing it back now because
They can make movies about it.
Yeah. So we're probably gonna actually start seeing shit again.
I mean, everyone knows the two best Fantastic Four movies ever made were Incredibles and Incredibles 2. Tell me I'm wrong.
I mean, no.
No, you're not wrong.
Even one of the family members can turn invisible.
Yeah.
And one of them can stretch.
Yeah, and that's the whole reason why at the end of the first movie Jack sets himself on fire. It's so that all powers could be on display. Brad Bird did actually say that.
Of course he did.
It was in the commentary, I think, because I listened to those back in the day. Back before I was too rich and busy for commentary tracks on movies.
No.
All that, and also you just get kind of sick. You see all the samey things. Like, oh, I really like that shot. Oh, well. There's not actually that many interesting tidbits about the filmmaking.
Yeah.
A lot of it's just kind of,
Self-indulgent.
yeah. No, it'd be like listening to a Joss Whedon commentary track.
Oh. Or
Listening to Joss Whedon.
So anyway, the patriarchy is the reason why I cheated on my wife.
Of course.
Don't. We talked about that last time, and I'm still angry about it.
You should be. You should be furious.
I am.
I like that.
Oh, by the way, that reminds me though. Some bit of good news though. Apparently, the entire cast and crew of Guardians of the Galaxy is standing behind Gunn, so maybe he could come back. Hopefully, maybe.
I don't think he would want to at this point.
He might not.
Yeah, I think he's like, no, I'm cool with that. It's fine.
Yeah. So he wasn't even like pissed. I guess he wasn't even like super pissed, or it never seemed like he was super pissed off about being. It wasn't even technically fired, just not being not like recontracting him, but like, yeah, if like they reverse the decision, if I was James Gunn, I'd say no,
Yeah.
fuck you. Probably not like directly fuck you, because Disney's going to own everything.
He's not Joss Whedon. He's a lot more professional than that.
Well, Disney's going to own everything soon, so why burn those bridges? But like,
But somehow Joss Whedon can do like he could practically shoot somebody on 5th Street and be fine.
yeah, I don't know. It's a whole thing. I don't know how he knows so many people in the business at this point that he can get away with things, but
Especially because his first big thing was kind of a flop.
I mean, not being funny, a lot of his big things have been flops. Like Avengers.
Yeah, actually, a good portion of his shit have been flops.
So the first Buffy movie flopped, and that got turned into the successful TV show. Firefly flopped famously.
Firefly Firefly didn't flop. Firefly Fox was like, nah, we don't want to do it.
Then he made
Firefly didn't get a chance to. In fact, Firefly sold pretty well, considering the network, and
Fair.
refused to
They then did Dollhouse, which didn't do well.
It got a second season.
Yeah.
That's more than Firefly did.
Did Serenity do well?
It did okay.
Yeah. And then he got signed on to do Avengers, which like literally could have put anything out there, it would have sold.
Although I like to point out that if Serenity came out like 5 years later, it would have been a smash hit because Nathan Fillion was finally famous by then.
Yeah.
So.
And
Yeah,
then
when it came out, he's like, nobody anybody cares about is in these movies.
now everyone likes Nathan Fillion so much so he can get away with being.
He had Castle.
Yeah, he got a paycheck now. Do you ever see? So I don't know if you've ever seen, but Sam and Tim Daly have a YouTube channel, and occasionally they like will post videos. Do you ever see the one where like they do the thing where Tim Daly's like sort of hallucinating he's Superman again, still, or like legitimately Superman? And so they call in like Nathan Fillion to talk him down, and Nathan Fillion just goes in there and pretends to be Green Lantern. And then Michael Rosenbaum, is that his name?
Yeah.
It's called in because he's voice actor, he's worked with them in the past, and he goes, "Don't worry, I got this. I used to be the Flash." And they're like, "Wait, what?" And he just goes in. I do actually really like the Daily Show. I wish that Daily Show. I wish they'd bring it back.
I thought he was gonna say, "Let's okay."
Oh, you mean when it was Jon Stewart?
I used to be Lex Luthor.
No. When it's Sam and Tim Daly's YouTube channel.
Oh.
The best one is what they call, where they did the like Clubhouse of Supermen.
Oh, you're talking about the. Okay, now you're talking about now. Sorry.
Yeah, and they got Brandon Routh to show up before he had a paycheck, and Dean Cain even cameoed by Skype.
Good old Dean Cain.
He was in Supergirl, wasn't he? Although I never got to see past the first season, so I don't know what his exact role ever became.
He was their father.
I mean, I know he was that, but they were implying he was not dead or going to come back or something.
Yeah, he came. He came back and he was like, he was evil. He was secretly working. I don't know.
He was evil Superman.
I didn't really watch too much beyond the first season.
I did the first season. I was like, this is absolute hot garbage. I'm never coming back. And then
I think the last episode I watched in its entirety was the first Flash crossover, and that was it. I didn't even watch the season 1 finale because you said it was terrible.
Oh, it was pretty bad. But then me and my friend, who were still doing Flash and Arrow at the time, we wanted to see their amazing 4-part crossover of like all 4 of their currently running shows. So we watched the Supergirl episode, but it should have led into it, and like it was literally pointless because it was just a normal Supergirl episode, except the last 5 seconds.
Yeah, Flash comes in. Yeah,
which
people
is literally
about that.
Which is literally recounted in the next.
Which is why I just ignored it.
And then the fucking Arrow part of that amazing 4-part crossover was just a fucking Arrow episode where they got abducted by aliens who like made them like go back. And it's the amazing 4-part crossover told in 3 parts.
Well,
no, sorry, 3 parts, 2 parts. Sorry.
No, to be fair, the Arrow episode did involve a crossover, just not that much.
Bizarre thing where they need the aliens. What were they called again?
The Dominators.
The Dominators. That was it. The Dominators need to like read their minds because they've got secret codes. And it's like, really, these chumps? These chumps can't even keep like fucking Malcolm Merlin from just walking into the secret base.
No, it wasn't a code. They were trying to figure out like weaknesses to exploit because they were the only non-metahumans or something.
I mean,
I don't know. And then Flash and Supergirl showed up and like took out in the course of like a minute someone that Green Arrow would usually take an entire episode to fight.
I mean, let's be fair. We all know the one weakness of the CW, the one shared weakness of all the CW heroes.
Yeah.
Crippling stupidity.
Crippling stupidity.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can set like a fucking cardboard box on held up by a stick with like 3 pie, and they'd fall for it.
It's alright though, because that episode heavily implied that like Oliver only went with Felicity as like a second prize, which like really angered people.
I mean,
it really angered her fan base.
Felicity, the great character Felicity.
Yes.
So girl.
oh wow, this actually makes me circle back, because I remember when we talked about Death Battle, and I got the impression that Saber wanted to talk about a different Death Battle that I know annoyed him.
Which one?
It was the Tifa one, wasn't it?
Oh yes.
Oh yeah,
The fucking clear panda.
the one where they nerfed Tifa just to have what's her name win?
Yang. No, you know what? It made me mad because like that was like back in like season 1 and 2 when like it was a meme that like Yang was the Hulk and can never lose. And then season 3 had her like get horrifically destroyed and have her arm
didn't she like
off.
I was like, yeah, didn't she fucking lose an arm?
Yeah, because it's because they were just like, well, it was like her power up where like when her power is low she gets strong is like she could never there will never ever not be enough to take something, and then that's exactly what happened. And then it's like, and her aura can never ever be broken, and then it is broken by one sword slice. So it's like if only it came out 1 year later, like most of the logic they came up with to have Yang win wouldn't have held up.
Also, they did say that Tifa can't use most of her abilities, including her ability.
Yeah, I mean, they were just really stretching for a way to Yang to win because they're both owned by the same company and they wanted to advertise the next season of Ruby. But yeah, when it starts out with, and Tifa could do this, and this, but for the sake of balance, we're not going to have her do that. I'm like, well,
Tifa could suplex a train.
Yeah, it's like she could suplex a train. She could cast Knights of the Round.
I like how they did that, and then like with the Captain, it was with Android 18 versus Captain Marvel. They're like, oh yeah, Android 18 can absorb energy. I'm like, no, she can't.
Yeah, only Super 17 could do that. I had 19 and 20, but who really cares about 19 and 20?
But what they used for their reasoning for it was because in Xenoverse she can do it.
I think because Xenoverse has weird ideas. Like, Xenoverse tries to tell you that fucking Metacooler is the equivalent of Golden Frieza, even though we now have Golden Cooler.
I mean,
yeah, now we actually have it. I like how he basically pulled a full Vegeta where he just looked at him and says, I can do that, and he does it.
I'm a super... It's not special, I'm a Super Saiyan 2. You know, one of my favourite, like, Dragon Ball Z moments, though, like, dubbed. That moment where, like, Vegeta realises Trunks is his son. And just like, stupidest fucking face.
Oh,
how bizarre! He has the same name as my son. Oh shit!
Oh yeah, from the Abridged series, where he's just like, oh shit.
No, in the Abridged series, it's just like, huh? Are you trying to imply this wannabe Super Saiyan from the future is my son?
Oh yeah, you're right.
And Vegeta is the best Dragon Ball character, though. Second only to Beerus.
Rest in peace, Beerus.
Rip Beerus.
Oh, he's dead? When did he die?
No, he's not dead.
No, we were joking. Gotta drive up them view numbers.
Yeah, we just call the video Beerus is dead?
No, we call the Beerus...
I'm gonna look it up now.
We call it Beerus in Fortnite? Instant million clicks. You're welcome.
It's a long way to go for that joke. I don't think I'll actually have that in the video.
Yeah.
Is he really dead?
I don't think
No.
so.
We said no.
Yeah.
We told you no.
Yeah, but I thought you were like, oh no, he didn't catch up with Dragon Ball. We don't want to spoil him. No, he's still alive. Yeah.
Why? Who gives a fuck about spoilers in Dragon Ball?
Death is literally irrelevant.
That is true.
Grandpa Gohan is the only person who's still dead.
Yeah.
It's like Uncle Ben.
It's like Pa Kent.
Nobody ever stays dead except Uncle Ben and Jason Todd. And Bucky
Gine's still dead.
Wait.
Is she? Give it time. I'm sure we'll get episode of Gine where she also becomes the legendary Super Saiyan.
Oh yeah, and Gwen Stacy, I guess.
No, but they brought Spider-Gwen in, so it's basically the same thing.
I mean, yeah, but I mean.
Also, how many times? Also, what did
Clone
they?
Wars.
Also, yeah, they brought back Gwen Stacy so she could have. Also, remember that one time when Norman Osborn fathered twins with Gwen Stacy? Oh, we're back to this. It is like
I deleted that memory for a reason.
glad I brought it back.
I didn't delete that memory. I can't forget horrible things.
It's like
No matter how hard I try.
I deleted that memory for a reason, but you keep liking to bring it up and remind me.
Why waste the energy? We know Train Man. That's just a waste of energy trying to forget about it.
Look, the greatest sin we can do is to forget the atrocities of the past. As long as we remember, they can never be repeated.
You know, you say this.
I mean, hey, Brian Michael Bendis has been in charge of Superman for like a month, and we've not had the shocking reveal that Lex Luthor fathered twins with Lois Lane, or sorry, Lana Lang.
Lana
Yeah.
Lang.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Lana's one of those things where it's like, yeah, she exists. She exists because we wanted to not do.
She was
Lois.
almost the Felicity of Smallville, almost.
And then eventually they were like, well, we can't keep her around for much longer.
Yeah, well, no, DC's like, no, you don't. DC's like, no, you don't get to change canon on your stupid TV show. He has to get with Lois. That's how it works.
Until
So
Brian
finally,
Michael-
they're like, oh, fine, all right, we'll get rid of her.
And then they let CW do whatever the fuck they want, like fools.
only because they're
That
fucking
was
around.
the CW.
Yeah.
No, I mean later they let
Smallville
CW
was
do
the
whatever they want.
CW.
No, I'm saying like later they let them do whatever they want, like fools.
The problem is that that Superman's iconic. Who gives a shit about Green Arrow?
To be fair, if Smallville was airing now, they probably would have done it because they've been trying to break up Superman and Lois for years. Like, they want him to get with Wonder Woman now for some reason.
Yes, I don't understand why they insist
Yeah.
that no Wonder Woman has to get with Superman or Batman. It's like,
I think they just don't.
I
I
don't
think
know.
they just want to get rid of Lois because she's like the typical damsel in distress, and that doesn't gel with the strong, independent woman vibes of today.
She really isn't though. It's only when people write her poorly that she is.
Wasn't she super person or super? I don't know, Superwoman maybe. Well, like for
I mean,
a
in
while.
the comics, she got superpowers. Like, everyone got superpowers in the comics at least once.
But
or
I mean,
twice.
it stuck for like a year's worth of stories. I
It was
think.
in the Silver Age.
No,
she
this
got
was
it for-
recent.
yeah, there was a recent thing where she was
There was
like,
a
Oh,
recent
I
thing where
don't
like
know.
Superman was gone and she was like his equivalent for like a solid run of a couple issues.
it was way back when we were also when like Girl 4 was a thing, and actually, is the new Iron Man still a thing, or is Tony Stark Iron Man again?
Probably Tony's Iron again.
He's Iron Man, and whenever a new movie
Because they
comes
kind
out-
of reset everybody back to where they were. Like X-23 is no longer Wolverine. Like
that
stuff like
was-
that. They reset everything. I liked X-23 as a Wolverine though, so I'm kind of sad
Yeah, that was
because
fun.
Logan doesn't need the mantra of Wolverine. He doesn't need it.
I mean, he could have just
like- It's like when Captain America came back, but Bucky was still Captain America for a little while, and then they decided to, without the movies coming out, we better make him Captain America again.
yeah. That's,
And then they made the Falcon Captain America for some fucking reason. No one cares about the Falcon.
people. I mean, I
No
said
one will
before
ever
that
care about
it's
it.
such a bizarre choice to me to just blatantly go, yeah, well, we just made Falcon Captain America because of the
Then
movies.
they need some black. No, he's never been Captain America in the movies.
No, because they were friends in the movies.
They were friends in the comic too. That's why
Yeah.
he was in the movies in the first place.
I just assumed they put him in the movie because they had to fill out the slots with some characters. And,
No, Falcon and Captain America like have been friends in the comics since like
you know,
the
if they
60s.
wanted a black Captain America, they should have brought Patriot back.
Gotcha. Come on, I gotcha.
Yeah, whatever
And now
happened to
Peru
him.
2 tries to kill me.
Whatever happened with Patriot, people rightly forgot about him because
I
he
mean, the whole
sucked.
Young Avengers thing just kind of stopped being a thing, and then unstopped being a thing.
Well, I mean,
They killed off Ant-Man's daughter, and then they brought her back. But then they took away her powers, but then they gave it back to her. And also, the girl Hawkeye just ended up hanging out with Clint for a while, and it was really creepy because he's like 40 years old and she was a teenager.
Oh, it's just like Ricia.
I mean, like, I mean, like, he was, there wasn't any romantic thing between them. It's just like she lived with him for a while, and
It's just the creepy uncle.
it was, yeah, he was like the creepy uncle thing. It was weird.
Which, to be fair, like, so weird how like people genuinely like Hawkeye and like movies, but like Hawkeye in most other media is just kind of there. Like the best you can say is he's just there and he's lame. The worst you can say is he's just cringe. Like
He's not even good in the movies. Like, I think the only
Hawkeye is lame.
the only movie that like he was like somewhat, I guess, okay in was Age of Ultron.
he's fine in Civil War.
And Age of Ultron was a kind of crap movie.
I know. Well, no, but I mean, he had some personality to him. Yeah, but in Civil War, he's only in it for 5 minutes.
The problem with
In Avengers, he's only in it for 8 minutes.
The problem with Avengers 2 is, apart from Ultron,
Everything.
apart from the worst, but specifically for like Hawkeye, is he's there just for one joke, really. And the joke
Hawkeye?
is that, yeah, but the joke is that he's built up that he's gonna die.
Oh yeah, and then he doesn't die.
Like he's literally, he's retired, he's coming out
Oh,
of
yeah.
retirement. He's bought the fucking farm for Christ's sake. Like, he's the most telegraphed. Yeah, he's gonna die.
And then he
And then-
survived. And
and
then he
then
survives. And then he wasn't in Infinity War at all.
And then they kill Quicksilver, and it's like, oh, okay, well,
To be fair, they killed Quicksilver because Fox got to him first,
yeah.
and they were like, "Damn it! All right."
But
It's like the freaking Arby's commercial. Like Fox marketed the hell out of Quicksilver for like well before, just so like they could be like, he's an X-Man character, not Marvel. Marvel's ripping us off, not the other way around.
I mean,
So Marvel's
Yeah.
like, all right, fine. And then Whedon's like, so who do I get to kill this time? And they're like, you can kill Quicksilver if you want, because of course
Cool.
because Whedon has to murder someone every single fucking movie.
I mean, it would be fine if it felt like those deaths ever actually.
Did he? I can't remember. Did he murder Scarlet Witch? Because that would be a good one.
No.
No,
Scarlet Witch is trash.
no, she survived, and
Of
like,
course she did, because she's trash.
well, she died in Infinity War, but that's definitely not going to stick.
Yeah, that's not gonna. Stick.
Everyone whose Ash is coming back in Infinity War. I'm so sick of people being like, oh, I'm so sad that all these people died. It's like, no.
Oh yeah, Spider-Man's totally dead forever, guys. Yeah.
That's why he's got his movie coming out. Just
They are dead for. I mean, they are dead for a year. For people that usually go like to a movie expecting them to be like, yeah, woo, heroes are awesome.
They're gonna
Infinity War
get,
was
like-
kind of depressing.
The only real questionable ones about who's going to come back are all the Asgardians murdered in the prologue. Oh, we're just spoiling now, right? Let's be honest. At this point,
It's been around long enough. Who cares?
I was also going to say at this point, anyone who's stuck through
Oh,
here,
there's only 2 of them left.
yeah. So, like, what? All the Asgardians murdered in the beginning, they might still be dead. And
Most of the
Gamora-
Asgardians died in Thor 3.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's like, I mean, Chris Hemsworth was like, I might do a Thor 4. I'm like, how are you gonna do that when like your entire supporting cast is either dead or was written out in Thor 3
Yeah.
or Infinity War?
Yeah. They're all dead.
All right, who's definitely dead? Heimdall, because Idris Elba like just wants nothing to do with the franchise anymore.
Well, doesn't he explain that he just never gets to do anything?
Yeah, he's like,
He's just fucking stuck there.
well, yeah, he's like, he's like, he didn't get any perks from it or anything. Like, he doesn't get to join the press conferences or like go on advertise it like everyone else. Is just like, no, you're a side character.
So he's just there. So he's done with it.
So he's done with it.
Tom Hiddleston.
The weird thing is, Tom Hiddleston was like one of the people that was marketed the hell out of, and like he went around on all the press tours and everything, and he was killed within 2 minutes.
Almost like he's one of the most popular characters/actors of the
Yeah.
MCU.
Even my sister was like, "Wow, he was on all those talk shows," and like he didn't even make 5 minutes into the movie. I'm like, "Yep."
Hey, he got his pay.
I mean, he's going to be in. I mean, he's going to be in Infinity, whatever. Whatever Avengers 4 is, he's going to be in it in some capacity, but that
Infinity.
doesn't mean he's going to end up surviving past it.
Probably be like an illusion created to fuck with Thor.
Fuck with Thor or Tony Stark, because they'll just make it Tony Stark related, because they always just like to make things Tony Stark related.
No, they'll just have Spider Iron Lad show up. Deal. I don't feel so good. But yeah, anyone who's actually coming back, and then the real question is, which of the OG Avengers do they kill? Probably Cap and Steve.
Probably Cap, because he doesn't want to. I don't think he wants to do it anymore, and he's like, "This is my last movie."
Yeah.
It's like somebody's gonna die, and Chris Evans is insisting it's his last movie. Gee, I wonder what's gonna happen.
Probably also kill Tony.
It's like
I don't know. I can't figure it out. Kind of like when what was it? Fucking Harrison Ford was like, "This Force Awakens is the best Star Wars movie ever," and he hates playing Han Solo. I wonder who's going to die.
He also,
To be fair, he also said he was contracted for 8 and 9. They just, didn't actually use him because he died.
yeah. And then not.
But I mean, like he wanted Han to die back, like in the second movie.
Yeah.
Well, at that point,
And he was right. Honestly, I think he was right.
I mean, he got called in. I mean, he didn't. It's just one of those weird things where, like, he didn't really have. Like, at this point, Harrison Ford's career is, like, starting to take off. So, like, he's doing other big movies where he's the solo star. And, like, meanwhile in Star Wars, he's, secondary protagonist at best.
Supposedly, but he's like the character. I mean, who really liked Luke more than Han?
A lot of people.
A lot of people,
Really?
Yeah.
myself included. Honestly, I don't
Because,
really care for Han.
like-
Han was okay in the first movie, and then after that, I was just kind of like, why are you still here?
Man,
But,
when I was a kid, everyone loved Han. They're like, yeah, I want to be a space pirate when I grow up
It's like,
and
it's just,
shoot people.
it's just, like, kind of a bit split down the middle. But my point is still that, like,
It's
despite
because
that,
Lucas made it where he didn't shoot first, isn't it?
No,
Damn him, all you youngins who didn't see the raw Star Wars.
But like, what I'm getting at is that Harrison Ford at this point is a big time at this point for like Empire and Return of the Jedi coming out. He's a big time actor. He's getting into stuff like he's doing like Indiana. He's got all these other like Fugitive. I think Fugitive was later, but he's like actually getting a career and he's doing all these things where he's like top billed. So then when it's like he's in a movie and he's not the like center stage, yeah, it probably pissed him off a lot. Like, probably just didn't. And then, like, The Force Awakens is probably like, well, whatever, free paycheck for. And Mark.
Well, I thought Force Awakens came out. His career was pretty much like his career as a leading man was basically over.
Oh, yeah, it was. That's why he did Force Awakens. Because, free paycheck, really.
I mean, he does lots of bit parts and side characters, but like
Yeah, he's too old now to be a
once
leading
you're
man.
75, your career as the handsome leading man is kind of done.
Yep,
yeah.
basically. And also doesn't help that he's just very kind of clearly bored throughout most of his performances.
Part time,
It's kind of like,
I think he's just bored in life.
yeah,
Like
probably.
he always looks bored.
he's just, yeah.
That's just his default expression.
It's like Bruce Willis, where you just kind of wonder, why are you still acting at this point? Do you even care?
Part time.
Because I was thinking, because we were just talking about Tom Hiddleston's story, my mind went to Kong Skull Island, where he quote-unquote starred in.
Oh yeah.
And it's like, oh, Brie Larson was in that. And I've commented before that, like, she might as well not have been, because she just sleeps her way through it.
Yeah, I remember you were saying earlier, because that's when I learned that that's what the actress that's playing Captain Marvel's name is.
Yeah.
And I've like, I don't think I've ever watched anything she's been in.
I mean, she's capable of emoting. She just chooses not to do it in Kong Island for some reason.
I mean, probably because it's a big dumb monster movie, but it was...
I mean, I don't think anyone really cared. They're like, whatever. They're here to see the giant CGI monster, not us.
You know what? Samuel L. Jackson cared.
Well, Samuel L. Jackson.
He
I was
tried.
gonna say Samuel L. Jackson always has fun.
Samuel L. Jackson is too dynamic to not care. I think that's just like how he is. I think that's how he acts when he goes to get a sandwich at the deli.
Actually,
I mean, he put acting in for that fucking Incredibles movie because remember they got him to do it.
Yeah. Actually, John Goodman also gave surprising amounts for shit, at least he seemed to in his performance, so fair play. At least he
Didn't John Goodman do the narration for the Fallout games, the old ones?
No,
That's
that
Ron
was
Perlman.
Ron
Who
Perlman.
was it? Ron Perlman. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, he was in Pacific Rim 1 and then not 2 because 2's...
2 sucks.
Yeah.
I mean,
didn't-
it doesn't look good.
2 didn't have anyone from the first one except like
It had,
characters they wanted to ruin.
it had Marco and it had the two
Oh,
scientists.
it ruined Mako. Great.
Not exactly.
What did they do?
I mean, do you really want to spoil at this point?
I don't give a fuck. I'm not gonna watch
Yeah,
it.
they
No,
kill her.
she's in it for
Say
like
what?
5 minutes and then she dies.
Yeah, they kill her in the
Oh.
first, 10 minutes of the
Oh,
movie.
good.
So John Boyega can be sad. Be like,
Oh boy,
"No,
thanks.
my sister, I say, is this character who's never appeared until this point or even mentioned. I'm Stacker Pentacost's son, his
God damn it.
graced son. I mean, the worst part,
As if they wanted to give me more reason to fucking not like
I mean,
it.
the worst part is honestly that there's also the fucking teen squad of wannabe Jaeger pilots who, of course, wind up in the final finale of the movie having to pilot the really bad looking Jaegers to fight the kaiju, whose secret plan all along was to throw themselves into Mount Fuji.
You know, as far as I'm concerned, Pacific Rim 2 didn't happen, and I'm not going to watch
The
it.
problem, which always seems weird that they then retcon that whole thing, so it's like, oh, but they were planning to do this all along, so then where the fuck were they attacking cities on the opposite side of the globe, or like as far away from Tokyo as possible? So like, the first movie has like the opening be around Anchorage, for fuck's sake. That's not close. There's got to be close. There's got to be like a faster route to Tokyo than to go through Anchorage and then also go through like Manila or Hong Kong. Or so bizarre of a choice that I couldn't really work out why. I don't really understand a lot of Pacific Rim.
It was because it's written by an idiot.
I feel like
And now we'll kill Mako. Why? To make a guy feel sad. Oh, I love that storyline. It's my favorite.
that, and also it was such a weird thing.
Let's put the chick in the fridge.
It was such a weird thing with like the first movie's marketing though, because it did poorly in Japan, believe it or not.
It is poor in Japan, but great in China.
Yeah. So like nobody in like people didn't care about like they kind of expected the Japanese audience to like really give a shit about Mako. And like yeah. So
She wasn't meek enough for the Japanese audience to care about her.
Well, no, they said that actress isn't popular in Japan because she left to do movies overseas, and they don't like that.
Yeah, they want you to stay.
They want you to stay and do variety shows where you eat things and make weird faces.
Mm-hmm.
How dare you go and act?
So she wasn't popular, and then, as I said, it got fucked over here because it came up against grown-ups too. Another one of Adam Sandler's tax scams.
That's what they are.
Yeah, they are. At least that's if you go by Red Letter Media's idea.
I believe it, honestly.
I'd be willing to believe it too. Pretty good scam though. Make him move.
But yeah.
Make him
So
get paid.
yeah, basically my mood now is definitely just fuck Pacific Rim 2.
Yeah.
Not 1.
The first one's still fine. It's just
It just means I just don't watch 2 and I pretend it doesn't exist.
And it's like, as I said, it's so many bizarre choices that you just kind of wonder, like, what were they thinking? And especially disappointed me, because I came off of Kong Skull Island, a film I expected to dislike, because I'm so used to King Kong movies being... Well, like, the first one's fine. I even mentioned it in, like, other thing. But, like, then you get Son of Kong came out the same year, and it was garbage. And then you get the 70s movie that you probably don't remember. The one with Soup Nation.
For what?
Kong.
Oh, the 70s remake?
Yeah.
Where Peter Cullen did the voice of the Kong?
Yeah.
And he fell off the Twin Towers instead of the Empire State Building?
Yeah. And then he had a sequel where he lives.
Yeah, he somehow survived.
And then you get 2005's remake, which is like, why is this 3 hours long? The first movie's an hour and a half at best.
Oh, yeah.
3 hours.
They spend like half the movie on the island.
S.
Skull Island. S-A-U-L-L. Why don't you just say skull?
It's just the fucking slow motion on it as well. As he like types it out on the typewriter, and you have like the fucking cabin boy just like looking horrified as he's listening.
Skull? You mean that thing in my head?
And then Andy Serkis cameos as the cook who gets eaten by bugs.
Of course he does.
I like how they made Emma like a fucking like on fire unit right now. Emma of all people.
She was a good pilot. Remember, Emma used to work for the Titans until she didn't. Until Camille convinced her, you shouldn't be working for these pricks. They're like mass murdering scumbags.
They are.
And she was like, oh yeah, good point, Camille.
Good point, small child who can build a Zeta Gundam somehow.
Yeah, he only designed it. He then sent the designs schematics off, and then only he could pilot it. But it was also the same designs used to build the Hyaku. Believe it or not, the Hyakushiki is...
Oh yeah, the Hyakushiki, the Hyakushiki was like a failed, was going to be a Gundam that could train... Like, basically, I'm trying... You probably can do it better with... I know what you're talking about. You explain it better, because I know what you're saying, though.
It's basically the Hyakushiki was going to be like a prototype of the Zeta Gundam, and it had like and it had most of the capabilities, except it wasn't like capable to transform into the jet mode.
Yeah, apparently they had like issues with that when they were trying to get it to work.
Yeah,
So they just put like a backpack on it, and they're like, "Well, screw it.
gave
Somebody else can
Pretty
pilot
much.
it. That
Gave
guy
it-
with the sunglasses can pilot it.
Gave it,
He looks like he knows what he's doing."
gave it a big old fucking gun, and then 2 beam sabers because
Everything has 2 beam sabers.
Especially in well, yeah, no, everything has 2 beam sabers.
Except that Beyond, it only has 1. But that's a really big one.
It's the biggest. It does have the heat rod as well.
Yes.
It's a whip, but it's the rod.
It's a whip.
Yeah,
I
remember
know
that one?
They just call it a rod for some reason.
And then Torgeese 3 had that. I like how they were just building Torgeese 3 though. They're like, yeah, we shot the Gundams into space, but here we also had Torgeese 3 just in the hangar.
Yeah, we got this thing. Hey.
Oh, thanks, Endless Waltz.
Endless Waltz is so stupid.
It's mind-numbing.
Gundam Wing is stupid.
Yeah, but Endless Waltz takes it.
I know, but I'm
no,
no, but I mean, Endless Waltz. When you think about it, like literally every single thing is like ridiculously contrived so that only that specific plot point can happen.
Like,
It's like, why did they launch the Gundams into the sun when they could have just self-destructed it in the first place, so they could go dramatically retrieve it, but only at the end of the OVA when it was too late to stop Phase 1 of the Master Plan, save the day, and then destroy it because the series is over.
Meanwhile, Wufei is working with the main villains because he just is.
Wu-Fei's the worst, that's why.
Yeah, Wufei is the worst.
Because he doesn't make sense.
Like,
Wu-Fei is the worst. They should have just killed him.
even in Japan, he doesn't make sense, which I think we discussed before.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did. Actually, well, we're all like actually talking about like Gundam things real quick. What are your favorite opening themes?
Oh, tough one. I actually kind of really like is it Cerulean and Wimp from Build Fighters? I quite like.
Yeah.
Double O had a decent opening or two. Seed, I never really cared for their openings. I mean,
watch Seed.
Yeah, I can't even really tell you anything about their openings.
Just Communications, pretty good opening.
I mean, a couple Seed openings were all right, and then some sucked. The last one of Destiny was like freaking terrible.
I don't really care. I mean, I like the first opening for Gundam, but like only in the kind of ironic way.
Oh, you mean Gundam?
Yeah.
I like it. It's so dumb, but I like it.
Where it's like, oh man, this is such a happy-go-lucky heroic show.
Nope.
Zeta Gundam had some pretty good openings.
Zeta Gundams I like. I like
I
theirs a lot.
really kind of like Double Zeta's first opening, but once again, for that kind of ironic.
I like them both.
But you'll
honestly.
never hear Zeta's openings ever again.
Yeah.
Because the rights no longer work out for some reason.
Copyright, man. It makes no sense.
Well, it was back in the days when they're like, we're going to air this once on TV and never again.
Mm-hmm.
What? Home release? Little disc where you could put an entire TV series on one disc? You're talking craziness, man.
And then you had... isn't that the problem Macross has?
No, Macross just can't get re-released because Harmony Gold.
So we're waiting for Harmony Gold to die.
I mean, they did get.
Not it's gonna die, but
it did get a Japanese American release, a limited time, and even got dubbed, and even had Vic Mignogna as the lead. They just had to pay off Harmony Gold for like half the things.
no, I mean it's like once they lose the rights, which they're going to,
Yeah, they're going to lose the rights in I think 2021.
and then Funimation's gonna have a field day.
Yeah, then they're finally going to bring it all over. No, it's Macross 7 that like even in Japan, because the band has become so big that like the music rights alone cost more than like the rest of the show.
Whoops.
So like they can't re-release it like they would usually because like the band owns the rights to the songs and the band is really big now. So
Well, shite.
so like the online sub used like the original Laserdisc release.
Oof, Laserdisc.
Yeah, which shows just
Oof.
how old it is.
We might need to explain what a Laserdisc is to any younger audience.
Yeah, actually, you probably do.
It's like a DVD, and a DVD is like a flash drive. Actually, I'm not quite entirely sure. What, like, Laserdiscs, what was their, like, big crippling problem that stopped them from taking off? Or was it literally just, like...
I think they were just too expensive.
Just, like,
They were really expensive.
so it was just,
And they had,
so
that you needed a specific player for it. Also, they were gigantic.
Yeah. So, I was going to talk about more with the intro thing. Some ones that I really liked, obviously I liked I like the first intro, like Shining Finger, or Flying in the Sky, or whatever the fuck you want to call it, from G Gundam, but I never really cared for the second one as much. It sounded more like an ending theme to me.
Well, that's generally what happens in a lot of anime. They like, make the first opening, like, super good.
Yeah.
And then the second one, they don't really... Because the first opening's there to, like, really get people hyped and into this. And then, like, once you're halfway through the series, it's like, you're already hooked, so...
No one cares.
Yeah, they just kind of slap together, like, the second choice. Except Dragon Ball Super. Dragon Ball Super's first opening sucks.
Yeah.
Like, it's got a fine chorus, I just really don't care for, like, most of...
The, Can't Get No Satisfaction, I think is that how you're supposed to call it? Is that what his name is? The later one?
The second one, Limit Break X Survivor.
Yeah, that one I actually...
oh yeah, that one's great.
Yeah, I like Limit Break X Survivor a lot. I think that was my favorite one of the Super themes. But, back to Gundam, 0083s are both really good. Fire Wars and Men of Destiny, I really like them.
You say Fire Wars makes me think of the Mazinger theme.
That is a, No, I think it's called Firing Hard or whatever it is. But Fire Wars is good too. That's another thing. That's Mazinger Z though.
Yeah.
Well, Mazin Kaiser being technical, but
which Mazin Kaiser? There's many.
The OVA.
That's the original Mazin Kaiser.
The one where Super Robot was made Mazin Kaiser and the only guy was like, well, shit, I want that.
It's like I'm making my own version.
It's like that.
Actually, he did design it for them.
Yeah. It was more so that, like, was it Toei who owns Mazinger? Or
I don't know.
Whoever owned Mazinger decided that they didn't like that Super Robot Wars had this thing that was just for them. So they pushed to make a Mazin Kaiser OVA to, like, solidify it as their thing. And that's why we got the OVA, and then we got Skull.
We got
Skull.
SK.
But yeah, so...
Well, you're not getting Mazinger Zero, though.
But I'm trying to think of other, like, openings that are really good.
Gundam X's openings.
We already mentioned the other ones.
Yeah,
Gundam X is good.
Yeah, that's a really good
about
opening.
Gundam X because everyone was tired of Gundam by then.
So you really think that's...
and also, I do like Turn A Gundam's theme.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Which one? The first one or the second one?
The first one, the one where it's all like orchestral.
Oh yeah, not
I think it's fun. My favorite part though about the broadcast version of it is where they have the guy who sounds like he's got a Brooklyn accent. It's just like Toin A Gundam. That's my favorite part.
It's pretty good, yeah.
Hey, Mick, Toin A Gundam, eh?
I mean,
but
you guys are more used to that than I am.
Yes. But before we end the episode, is there any like other openings you guys want to talk about with Gundam?
All right, so G Reko's opening.
Oh, Blaze!
I haven't heard it.
They didn't have the budget to actually animate anything, so they just used random clips from the show.
Yeah.
For both openings, it's pretty sad.
You know what though? Blazing's actually a pretty good song.
It is a good song.
I do like that song.
Yeah.
I haven't heard any.
Oh, actually, Divers High, Build Divers opening's pretty solid.
Iron Blooded Orphans openings are pretty good too, except that's Iron Blooded.
A lot of newer stuff I haven't.
Once again,
seen
like
openings for.
First season openings in anime usually like good or tolerable. Second season they just stop giving shit. Or second half.
Well, no, I think all 4 of Iron Blooded Orphans openings were pretty good on their own. It's just that the second season kind of sucked.
Yeah, but I haven't seen it yet, so
yeah, I haven't seen it.
Maybe I'll watch it.
Comment.
So that but I guess it's that time to end.
Yeah, is there any other like any
just about
quick or no? All right. Well, now that he's dead.
Yeah. The sneeze to sneezes.
But yeah, that's pretty much that's it for today. We actually went a little bit over because the last level went a little too short. So
when don't we go
But
over?
that's fine. That's exactly. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed it. We'll probably have 1 or 2 more episodes of this, and then we'll probably all just be dicking around in Gundam Versus.
Yeah.
So, hope you enjoyed it and have a good day.